It is December 25th in the NBA, and I'm back with my 5 best bets of the day. We got one for every single game on Christmas Day. And yes, you heard that right. It is Christmas, so we are celebrating here in the Call in Our Shot community. We wish everyone a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holidays if you guys are celebrating. We're extremely thankful for each and every one of you that have joined the community. And we inch closer and closer to 17,000 subscribers. At this moment, I don't know how many, maybe 50, 60 away. So we appreciate it if we've hit 17,000 subscribers. So let's go to 18. We appreciate all the guys, all of you that are joining the channel. We can't do it without you guys. But let's recap yesterday, which was technically Wednesday in the NBA because we did not have, or I believe Thursday in the NBA, we did not have any games on Friday. But we're going to talk about it. We had LeBron James, our best bet of the day, over 41.5 PRAs. Cash it easily. The man needs some help. Now we had Josh Hart over 26.5 PRAs. Cashes that as well. And our Wizards -1. It took a little bit of luck, but Bradley Beal gets ruled out. They go up to +3.5, but they still cash us as a fair warning. I'm at home, so you might hear some background noises, but don't worry about it. We're still going to give you some winning picks today. Now, don't you worry. I got you guys covered. Now, our 2 losses, Dejounte Murray, LaMelo Ball, both. Yeah, Dejounte struggling with shooting, and then LaMelo Ball got into foul trouble. By the way, subscribe if you guys are new. Click that like button down below, too. Spread the holiday cheer in the comments down below. And as my final note, NFL best bets for Christmas Day or Saturday. There are 2 games on. We have that video. It'll be linked down below. It's posted just before this one, so go check out that one. We had 2 player props and 2 spread picks in that video. Well, let's get the show started. Let's keep winning some money, and let's win some money and get you some gifts today. Now, we're going to go to the first game. Now, if you are watching this later in the day, just skip to the game that you're interested in, but we're starting with the Knicks versus the Hawks, and I'm going with Mitchell Robinson under 0.5 assists, -145. So yes, is it sketchy to bet an under 0.5 assists? Absolutely, and it's juice too. All it takes is 1 assist, and this bet is a loser. But I do like what I've seen out of Mitchell Robinson for a multitude of reasons. Number 1, Mitchell Robinson is starting for the Knicks, maybe on the bench. Who knows what roster, who they trot out there. But he hasn't had an assist in 9 straight games. That would be correct. 9 straight games. He has not passed the ball, leading to a shot going in for his teammates. He's not a facilitator for this team. He's mostly catching a lob, dunking it, or going up for a layup. He's not going to necessarily, they're passing it to him and him passing it to someone else. And that's shown because over the last 5 games, he's only had 1 assist chance. So it's only been 1 time his teammate has shot right when they got the ball from him. So he's not getting a lot of opportunities. It's not like they're bricking shots left and right, which is capable for this Knicks roster. Now, on the season, in 29 games so far, he's had a total of just 24 assist chances, so less than 1 a game, and he's averaging half an assist per game. A majority of those 15 assists that he had earlier he's had 15 assists total this season in 29 games. A majority of those 15 came earlier. In the last 19 games, he's only had 3 assists total. So he's only had 1 assist in 3 of the last 19 games. Last note, this is the game against the Hawks, which you look at them, they're all banged up. It's 12 p.m. Eastern time. They won't have a lot of people out there that like they normally would. But Robinson, in his last 8, he's played against them 8 times. He only has 1 assist to his name, and that's in over 181 minutes played against this Hawks team. All this considered, I know it's juice, but I'll take it. I'll take Mitchell Robinson under 0.5 assists. Now, moving on to the next one, it's the Celtics versus Bucks. I'm going to ride with the Bucks, -6.5, -110. So while most teams are getting unhealthy, they're losing people to health and safety protocols left and right. More people getting announced left and right onto the health and safety protocols. The Bucks, they're kind of doing the opposite. They had their run of doing that, but now they're kind of getting more healthy. They're getting Giannis potentially back today. He has cleared health and safety protocols. Don't necessarily know if he plays today. Knowing it's a Christmas Day game, knowing Giannis' upbringing, I'd imagine he plays, but even if he doesn't, I'm not too worried because you look at it, they should have everyone basically on their lineup back today besides Brook Lopez. Even Dante DiVincenzo, the big Ragu, could be back. And the Celtics, on the other hand, they're going the opposite direction. They're putting people left and right onto that health and safety protocols list. Now Marcus Smart isn't on the list, but he is questionable with an injury, and you got Al Horford might return today. Either way, their whole bench is completely banged up. So once they go to that bench unit, I think that's where the Bucks might pull away in this one because they have the much deeper team in this matchup. But the Bucks are playing at home where they are 11-5 straight up, and they haven't necessarily fared too well against the Celtics team, but they have fared well on Christmas Day. Last year, they played against the Warriors, winning by I believe 40 points. Now, granted, that's not the Warriors team that we're seeing this year, which is being so dominant, but still, this will be the Celtics' first road game in 2 weeks. They've played a lot of home games straight, but prior to going on that home stretch, the previous 3 road games, they had lost by 21, 3, and 15 points. Celtics are going to place a ton on the backs of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, and all it takes is one of those guys to not have a good game, and the Celtics team will lose by 20-plus points tonight. I'm going to ride with the home team in this one. Christmas Day, I think the fans will be all in favor of them, so I'll ride with the Bucks -6.5. Now let's move on to the next play, Warriors versus Suns, and I'm going to a play that we've cashed twice already this season. DeAndre DeAndre Ayton, under 11.5 rebounds, so minus 120 on DraftKings. Now, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Centers struggled to rebound against the Warriors. It's not just Ayton, it's almost every other center has struggled to rebound against them. Only 7 players this season have 12 or more rebounds, aka hitting this over against the Warriors this season. They are Yusuf Nurkic, Wendell Carter Jr., Dejounte Murray, Andre Drummond, Scotty Barnes, Ed Davis, and Jonas Valanciunas. Just those 7 guys. 3 or 4 of those guys aren't even centers like Dejounte Murray. So Ayton in his career has struggled to rebound against his team. It's not just, just this season. He struggled in his career rebounding in 2 matchups this season. He's had 11 and 6 rebounds. So gone under in both of them. And the one he had 11, he had about 5 or 6 offensive rebounds, which I expect the Warriors to clean up. And they did clean up in the next following matchup against him. Dating back over his last 7 matchups against the Warriors, well, he's cleared this over just once. He's had 10 or less rebounds in 4 of them. And he's gone under in 6 of those last 7 games against the Warriors. Ayton, he has had it. If you look at his game log, you're like, well, this guy's hit his over in what, 3 of his past 6 games. Well, yeah, they were against the Thunder, the Blazers, and the Hornets. 3 teams that are terrible at rebounding against centers, giving up the overall, probably in the top 5-10 most rebounds to centers overall, compared to the Warriors, who have given up the 4th fewest rebounds per game to centers on the season. So I like Ayton's under today. We'll go for a 3rd straight, going for the trifecta, because we cashed it in the both 2 previous matchups. We'll take his under again, 11.5 rebounds. So moving on to the next game. One of the biggest on the slate, Lakers versus Nets, and I'm taking Russell Westbrook over 37.5 PRAs, minus 115. I know a lot of people are probably expecting me to say LeBron James because we know we've been riding with LeBron James pretty much the last 3 or 4 nights, and he's been cashing for us. But his line's starting to creep up higher, and I like Russell Westbrook in this spot today for a couple of different reasons. Now, for one, Russell Westbrook doesn't have a lot of things, though. He doesn't need a lot more. He's already one of the guys that cares the most in the NBA. He continues to produce day in and day out, regardless of what the skeptics say about the Lakers and how he might have ruined their season or how he might not be, who they think they should trade him. I don't necessarily think that. Now, the Lakers will yet again be without 5 to 8 players again today, and the most important being Anthony Davis. In the past 3 games without Anthony Davis, Westbrook has had 41, 37, and 37 PRAs. So technically, he's gone under in 2 of the 3 games, but finishing on the hook twice, and I think we have a couple things to get him over that hump. Now, the first one, I mean, come on, it's Christmas Day. This is Westbrook, one of the guys in the NBA that tries the hardest every single night. That's something you can count on from Westbrook. He's always going to go out and give it his all. And now it's Christmas Day. Westbrook didn't play on Christmas last year, which he's played in Christmas every single day since 2010. So you got to imagine this guy, he's hit this over in 6 straight Christmas Day games. And not only that, number 2, he's playing against his former teammate, James Harden. Now, they not only played once in OKC, but also again in Houston, which ended in a weird kind of breakup. So he's always notoriously played well against Harden's teams in his career. Today, it will really just be Harden. I believe Kevin Durant is out again. And you look at it, Mr. Russell Westbrook, he's hit this over in 16 straight games versus James Harden's teams, majority of those with the Houston Rockets, but of course he hit it last year when these 2 teams played. He was with the Wizards and they played against the Nets, 29, 13, and 13. I love Westbrook. I think he has potential for a triple-double, even though he hasn't had one today. I think he might get back. The stars always seem to come out on Christmas Day. Ride with Russell Westbrook over 37.5 PRAs. Now moving on to the next game, the last game on the slate, Utah Jazz versus the Dallas Mavericks. We've had a lot of player props today, and I'm going to continue that because spreads are super tough to bet, especially when you get a guy like Bradley Beal ruled out of nowhere. So we're taking Bojan Bogdanovic, taking this under 1.5 assists at plus 100 value. I love to see a plus 100 play. It isn't, I mean, the lowest you can get is a plus money play, but Bojan Bogdanovic is the starting small forward for this Utah Jazz team, sort of small forward, power forward, depending on where you count Royce O'Neal. But either way, Bogdanovic is known as a guy that shoots the ball, not a guy that fills up the stat sheet, and he has been doing exactly his job over the past 8 to 10 games. He has not been getting a lot of rebounds, not been getting a lot of assists. Now, over his last 8 games as a whole, Bogdanovic has gone under this in 7 of them. 7 of his last 8 games, including a big goose egg in the assist category in 4 of those 8 games. Over this 8-game span, he's only averaged 0.6 assists per game on only 1.9 assist chances per game. So he's not even giving himself a lot of chances for his teammates to knock down these shots. Like I said earlier, this is a game that could be a blowout. You're talking about a Mavs team without Luka, could be without Kristaps Porzingis. Either way, this is a Mavs team that could get blown out by the Jazz, who are at home. Not necessarily banking on that, but it is always a recipe to cash an under. And against the Mavs in his career, or at least in the last 8 games, he's gone under this in 6 of the past 8. It's a Mavs team that will be more concerned about stopping guys like Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley, even Jordan Clarkson's off the bench, more so than they will be Bojan Bogdanovic, who will just be chilling on the side in the perimeter, knocking down 3-pointers against this Mavericks team. So I'll ride with the under 1.5 assists and ride with it. Hopefully we can go 5-0. If we can bring out the brooms on Saturday, Christmas Day, it would be no better feeling than that. But those are my 5 best plays. Now on the screen, you'll be seeing looking at NFL best bets for the 2 games. They've got the Browns versus the Packers and the Cardinals versus the Colts. Go check them out. 2 player props, 2 spread picks. Go check them out. Hopefully we can continue our streak in the NBA or NFL, which we're on a 12-4 streak so far. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Merry Christmas, happy holidays to all you out there. I appreciate you. If you enjoyed the video, click that subscribe button and click that like button down below. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Peace.